Our friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here. Welcome to New World Aeternum, which I think was released a couple of days ago. It's kind of like a revamp of New World. Why am I playing it? Well, New World is a game that I kind of return to every now and again. You know, just for a playthrough. I think I've done about 3 playthroughs now, and some endgame kind of leveling on 3 different characters. And it's a game that is so good for a period of play. Then I think it's fair to say that it kind of goes a bit downhill, primarily from a point of view of the end game. The problem with the end game is that it's restrictive, everything you do. So some stuff is time gated, some stuff is group gated. In an MMO, I believe there should always be group content or raid content, whatever you want to call it. But this game has got dungeons, but you're not allowed, or you weren't allowed to go into the dungeons unless you're in a group, which is quite frankly ridiculous. I just think it's ridiculous that in an MMO you can't just walk into a dungeon if you want to on your own. Far too restrictive from an MMO point of view. I don't think it's changed, but I've just started, and we'll see how we go. My expectations are that it's going to be very, very similar to what it was before, because I think it's hard to make any hugely drastic changes to a game, particularly a game where arguably the population has kind of reached a point where it's not great. Even the re-release has not brought back like hundreds of thousands of players, it doesn't seem. Hey Dan, how you doing? The intro section here is really different. I say different. It's the same story, but it's presented differently. This game has got... What weapon am I carrying? Blimey. Mistiming those. Not that it's hard, let's be fair. Oh, staggered him. I hate these boss fights. I just don't like boss fights anymore. I mean, like the Dark Souls games and Elden Ring are like some of the most immersive, amazing games I've ever played. But I think I'm just too old for these boss fights anymore. I just get frustrated. I haven't got the stamina or the energy for them, if you know what I mean. You know, it's... Yeah, oh dear. Blimey, he's only at half health. Yeah, so New World has basically got the best open world exploration gathering gameplay loop in any MMO that I've ever played. People said to me, "I'll go to ESO. That's got even better and stuff," but it's really not. No, and that is the reason why I'm kind of still log into the game every now and again, because I love that immersive exploration kind of thing. I love the gathering. Like New World kind of essentially turned me into a gathering junkie. But what New World also does is it's got this chest opening thing, and the stuff you get from chest openings is kind of random gear. I'll shut up while this is going on.
No matter. You will be mine soon enough.
With hips like those, I'm all in. Yeah, so New World, like not have all the MMOs I've played in over, I don't know, 25 years. The actual, or the old game anyway. I'm assuming this is very similar. Like exploring. The thing is with gathering is everything's a dopamine hit. So gathering, when you gather from a node, I know some other games do this as well, but nothing does it better than this game. When you gather from a node, there's a chance you might get some rare materials. Alstrom. Yeah, so everything you gather from, like nodes, you've got a chance of getting a rare thing. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so you've also got like all these chests spread around the world as well. So every time you open a chest, it's random. So this game kind of gives you constant dopamine hits of like if you were the sort of person that loved opening Magic the Gathering packs, which is what I used to enjoy. Until Wizards went shit, then yeah, like this, it's a lovely looking game as well. Yeah, this has got all of that. The world is really immersive. Unfortunately, everything else is not so good. The game runs out of steam quite early, and I think part of that is because of, I'm not sure if it's a modern thing or an old thing, I can't remember, but it's a lot of stuff at the end game is time gated, so you have to wait to do stuff. As I said at the start of the video, you can't just go in a dungeon, which is ridiculous in an MMO. Like, you actually have to be in a group with someone to enter a dungeon. That is just ridiculous. I don't care if I go into the dungeon and I get killed on the first mob. The fact that the game doesn't have the freedom for you to go in and just explore the dungeon if you can is ridiculous. There used to be some garbage about the fact that we don't want people going in farming dungeons on their own because it damages the economy and stuff. I'm afraid in 2024, that's bullshit. Economies in MMOs, for the most part, don't work. At some point, we're in a very, very short period of release. The economy is garbage. The thing is in this game as well, is that it's so easy to gather like loads of shit yourself. So you, even before this change, where they're kind of calling it an action RPG, you know, you still really didn't need anyone else's help to level to max level and to equip your dude. It was all pretty easy, really. Yeah, I mean, unless there's a drastic change, I kind of think that this will probably be very similar to my previous playthrough, where I played through the game to the end. I did some equipping, you know, some end game leveling and stuff, and then I kind of stopped playing. And I enjoy it when I do that, but
Let the air fill your lungs. You have conquered death and been born again, like you.
it's probably a bit quiet, is it?
Those small feet. You died, and it won't be the last time. This is Aeternum. No one gets away that easy.
Now, I feel like I've been double-crossed here. Something's going to happen, because turning up on the beach and the first bloke you meet is some big birdie blonde bloke. That was not what the old game was like. Pretty much all the main NPCs you met were women. The only people that ever told me in this game that they were in a relationship were same-sex relationships. I'm sorry to get onto it early, but I kind of feel like I'm being hoodwinked here. This can't be real.
Smashed by the storm.
He's got to have pronouns or something, surely.
Maybe you forget. matters. Most aren't so lucky as
Oh, nice one, Liz. I did watch one of your streams, actually. Wow, it looks complex, I would say. More like a puzzle than anything else.
corrupted. Ah, but come. We should not dwell on such dark matters. But you must be starving, friend. I always feast after dying. You must fill that belly of yours before it disappears. Don't worry. Many boars roam wild just off the beach. They're little on the skinny side, but juicy if you cook them right. Yes, and you will also want a skinning knife. This boar skin tastes like, hair, mostly. Gather flint and wood, and then join me and Erda at our campfire. She will like you.
Interesting. I'm not sure if it's a time thing, but the time period that I'm from, and that kind of like my boat and stuff that crashed was from, would not have been like there were not people who were as Viking as that anymore by that time. I never bothered to look. I'm assuming this is at some point during the age of sail or whatever it's called, which I guess would have been what would have been like 15th, 16th, 17th centuries or something, maybe. Anyway, gather flint. There's loads of it around here. It's got good fishing as well. The fishing was very grindy beforehand. Oh, there's a boar. I think I need to fight the boar probably. Oh, I've got a knife. Did I get a knife? I need to make a flint knife, I guess is the point. Anyway, yeah, it's probably strange for someone to recommend New World, but if you're looking for like an immersive open world RPG experience with lots of gathering and crafting and stuff, then yeah, I'd recommend it for a period of time. But you probably just need to be aware that, you know, the game's probably not going to keep you going for a long time. Okay, so now I think we need to I can't believe, looking on stream, there's people that are kind of max level already. They must have just fucking not stopped playing since it came out. Oh, I got my boar. Let me know if anything's too quiet, including myself. Like we're just getting over the flu here, which we suspect was probably COVID. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty low key, to say the least, at the moment. Pretty low key. I've actually got some pork belly in the fridge. I'll have to make that for my dinner. Oh no, someone's already got a gathering. This game got me addicted to gathering and stuff. I just loved it. The thing with this game, unlike most other games, is that it doesn't just give you, like... Of course there are to a certain extent, but like if you want to gather stuff, you can literally... There are so many nodes. Like almost everything is a node to gather from, which is what I really liked. Erda.
Let us see what you have there. A crude knife, but well enough.
Of course it's well crafted, Erda. You were following my instruction.
So is Erda supposed to be from Scandinavia as well?
Most
Nope.
likely a natural, this one. That's good, stranger. Now you will need wit and skill if you would not languish on Aeternum. The town of Pride when up the road is mostly safe, but out here we are on our own.
I'm pretty sure they're pronouncing that wrong. I think it's something like... It would be something like... I think it wasn't it a Welsh place? Prithwen, I would say that's probably pronounced, but I'm not sure.
No, I've never never been well suited to village life. But many here seek the refuge of a community to feel safe.
They fool themselves. Nowhere is safe on Aeternum. We may escape death, pain and suffering, and even madness lurk everywhere.
Yes, we are all a little mad on this island. But your mind is probably consumed. Yes, those beasts trample everything in sight. You won't have to go far to find them. Hunt and skin a boar, then cook your meal over the fire.
Will do. Oops. So I got essential supplies. What we got here? Can I equip that there? No. Okay. Right, let's make some stuff. Let's make 4 pork. One other area where the game changed was you kind of get, you pick a class. You can still unlock all of the weapons and stuff if you want. But you pick a class, and some of them have a boost to, some of them have a boost to certain things. I picked the one that starts off 50 weaponsmithing, 50 mining, and 50 smelting. I'm not quite sure why. I didn't see the point in picking the character that does logging or wood gathering, because essentially pretty much every tree you can chop down. Oh, okay. I think I've got a head in the. I think I've got a head in the quest there. I've made food out of boars. Okay. It's funny, I was having a look on Reddit yesterday, and obviously, of course, as we know, Reddit is some massive gaslight in itself, but it's like people always try and gaslight themselves sometimes, I think, when a lot of people, there was some guy yesterday who said, literally quoting, said, I've only just started playing New World, and it's the most amazing game I've ever played. I can't believe anyone is. I can't believe people complain about it. Literally started that day. He's played for a few hours. That's the kind of stuff you get on Reddit. It's hilarious.
I'm just taking a moment to recover my strength before vading during rebirth. Their souls become claimed by evil. They're like demons, possessed only with the desire to spread their madness. Oh, I thought you knew. The wreckage of your ship is just across the water. There is nothing and no one that can be saved. All you can do now is put your former crewmates to rest and hope they don't return. If you want to do the deed yourself, keep your weapon at the ready. As long as...
Fair enough. Okay, so it's weird because it is, as I was saying, like the game is kind of what it was before, but people seem to want to just convince themselves, as I said, almost gaslight themselves into believing that it's now going to be the biggest MMO ever and whatnot, and it's quite weird. Yeah, Reddit's hilarious. Particularly the gaming stuff. It's like it's a constant, like, it feels like a far left circle jerk most of the time. Where am I going? But all the gaming Reddits are the same. It's like people trying to convince themselves that, like, if you go into any gaming Reddit, particularly AAA ones, like say Star Wars Outlaws, for example, you'll get people saying, "I'm playing the game and it's the most amazing game ever. I can't believe it's getting so much." And it's just a constant thing. It's almost, I mean, sometimes it's so common that it kind of feels like it's like bots and stuff. think I've got some new kit to wear that I have some new boots. All right, mate. Easy, easy now. Yeah, it's funny, Reddit. It is, really is. Yeah, this is the thing. Just opening. It's early game, obviously, but when you get to the higher levels and you go around opening the high level chests, and just that like dopamine thing of, oh, what am I going to get? Am I going to get something rare that sells for loads? And I'm not sure if it's still the same, but back in the day, you used to get chests used to drop really rare crafting components that sold for a load of money. I'm assuming that's still the case. I think they've removed the repairing armor stuff, which I think, yeah, to repair your armor and weapons. I think they've got rid of that, which was a good idea. As much as I like a certain thing about the game, and it does keep me busy for a while. Oh, hello. She's big, isn't she? Big girl. That's it. Yeah, it was funny reading Reddit though, and all of the I've been playing the game for 4 hours and I can't believe that there's all this negativity surrounding it. It just makes your mind boggle, really. I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it, where you have to. I guess we're all like it to a certain extent. Where you have to keep affirming yourself. You have to keep affirming yourself. You have to keep affirming what you like. You have to keep telling people what you like. You know, so that hopefully they like it as well and stuff.
See, Urta, see! I knew our friend here would prove worthy. Who better to tutor a new arrival into ways of Aeternum than us?
Indeed, but know this, new blood. The island's lessons never end. Our lives persist, but time marches on. This new corruption spreads like fire, and as you can see, it is now at our doorstep. It's quite concerning.
Must you be so grim? You'll scare off our new friend here. In fact, I heard pistol shots a few minutes ago. There may still be others out there in the wreckage who have, I agree. There are many shipwrecks, but if we move fast, we can cover them all by the day's end.
Stop being so thick-headed, Elstrom. Those ships will just be followed by more. Until you find the cause of the corruption, it will only get worse.
Aha! Yes, we will spread out. You can search for survivors, my friend. As it reminds me, I must search for the source of this menace.
I'm not sure which undertaking is the greater risk, but it's no matter.
I'm not sure the actor they got
I will remain here at
for Elstrom is actually where he's supposed to be from. There's a slight inflection in his accent that's not quite Scandinavian. It sounds more German to me.
We'll find our next challenge. I will meet you back here.
Oh, do you know what? At least he's a million times better than that annoying woman who was your kind of introduction. Although I'm sure you'll probably meet her at some point, maybe. So it's weird because essentially this is kind of the same as the old game, in a sense that what you're being asked to do and how you're going through it. It's different characters with slightly different dialogue, essentially. Yeah, sure thing. I have to do it the old-fashioned way because I don't have like a stream deck or something. Even with the console release, I was looking at New World database, whatever it's called, before I logged in, and
You eluded me in death, but our souls are bound. I am with you. I am within you.
what was I saying? I can't remember. One thing I would say is that, yeah, the game does feel somewhat smoother than the old version. Looks like they've. That's right. Yeah, it's released because it was released on console. I was looking at some of the peak numbers. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's more than before, but it's nowhere near when the game was originally released. But I guess, well, what can you expect now of a game that's kind of become a bit of a meme in many ways. Oh, here she is.
Here I am, fighting off the demon hordes, and I'm thinking, how the hell do I get down from up here?
Grace or Mali?
What do you say? Maybe give
Accent's
it
about
a
as good as
try.
hers. No, Grace, I'm going to leave you because I'd rather Alstrom led me around, not your annoying wittering.
Big ledger bastard! You won't be getting a piece of great old Back on the sand. You have my thanks. I know a safe spot this way. Come on.
I think that's a new actress for Grace, from what I can remember. And believe me, I remember quite a lot because she does an awful lot of talking at you. But again, it sounds like they've got an Irish actress, and they've said to her, "Can you put on an Irish accent?" Yeah, but I'm Irish. Yeah, but no, but like more of an Irish accent, and so it sounds a bit off. Sounds a bit weird. A bit like the people that make out they're Scottish when they do dwarven accents in games.
Well now, can't tell you what a relief it was seeing someone who was still human. I was beginning to think I was all alone out here. The rest of the world had gone mad.
So when she says like the now and the out, it really sounds like she's actually an Irish actress. But then some of it just sounds weird, as though it's someone kind of putting on the accent.
Perfect. I was betting there'd be some kind of folk somewhere on this rock. Figured I'd go look for it after I'm done out here. I'm not about to go walking away from a whole fleet of fresh salvage. Not if I have a choice in the matter.
I think she is. Maybe they've just asked a bit over the top.
This isn't my first shipwreck, you know. One thing I've learned, you have to always think ahead, keep an eye on the horizon. And there's booty to be had here. Countless treasures captain and crew had stashed on board, if you know where to look. Of course! Not like these rotters care a damn for it, and I'll be needing a new ship, a new crew. That takes coin. In fact, if you want to partner up, I'll split the loot 70-30. Or what the hell, 60-40 even. What do you say? Then we can go head to that campsite of yours. That's the spirit. It's a deal. I need to circle back to my own ship to grab what I can. But there's a wreck over there I haven't searched yet. My first mate went that way, but something happened to him. Don't let it happen to you. Get the ship's manifest, any valuables, and meet me on the other side.
Okay, Grace, I'm your man. What have we got here? Just put points in Constitution till I can be bothered to put it somewhere else. I'm not sure if it's still the same, but Hatchet was always a good weapon for levelling. It's quite high DPS. It's got like a run speed buff thing. It also allows you to... The game used to have this horrible thing where it was trying to be an ARPG, but it had the stagger system from like a Dark Souls type game, and it was always annoying because, like, you know, mobs for the most part would just, you're hitting them and they would hit you through, they would just hit you, they wouldn't stagger essentially for the most part, they would just keep hitting you through your hits, which was frustrating. You actually had this thing called grit. Oh, what happened there? We set forth from Honfleur with a hold full of cargo and a handful of uniquely valuable items from Paris. Nice. Silver candelabra. Blessed chalice. Astrolabe. Okay. Is that what we're looking for? It is. One thing I would say, I should have made myself some gathering tools before. One thing I say about the game, and I think it's one of the things the other thing I enjoyed the most about it, is it's nice to play. It's just quite chill in that regard. The mistakes I made, of course, was that it's kind of like it's got a split personality, so. It started off as a PvP game, and they kept the PvP, but they also made it a PvE game because not enough people were interested in it when it was in development. From a PvP point, it was PvP only, essentially like a PvP survival game, and they turned it into an MMO. The problem has always been is that the combat is very lackluster in comparison to most MMOs. It's alright at first, it feels like it flows quite well and stuff, and it kind of does, but unfortunately all the weapons are essentially balanced around PvP, which means that you don't really get any there's no real strategy involved. You don't get like, you know, like long term like buffs or debuffs or crowd control or whatever. I know they're now calling it an ARPG, which is essentially, I guess, probably what it was really before. They're just leaning into it.
Starting to worry. More importantly, though, what did you find? Let's see here. Oh yes, these are definitely worth a coin or two. Soon as we find a town, we'll sell them and split the profit. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much luck as you did. Those damn red-eye rotters are swarming all over the wreckage of my ship. I worry it's bad luck leaving behind my own treasures, but I can't get through the bastards. Now there's a good mate. Tough one too, if you're so confident. No compass. Tell you what, if you can get my stuff back, most of our cargo was lost at sea. Warning me now is leaving behind my ship's flag and my...
Okay, so you want us to get some stuff for you. Fine. Yes, so let me just pick up a spear at some point, because I like playing with a spear as well. It does feel a bit more like if you keep hitting mobs, then they don't... okay. Hatchet. Weapons are levelling up quickly. As an older player, yes, sorry, I don't know if I keep finishing my sentences, but there used to be a thing called grit that allowed you to attack through the mob's attacks, whereas many mobs just seem to have auto grit, it felt like. Yeah, I reckon someone, an old player like me, is probably going to find the experience quite easy from a leveling point of view. It feels quicker than it was. What I might try and do is I played last time I played through. It's really interesting, and you know people talk about like how modern MMOs are dumbed down, etc., etc., and I talk about it a bit because it's true. But there is a way of playing these games still that makes it a lot more interesting. So like the last character I leveled in New World, in the old one, look at that. Was I just did everything myself. So I crafted. I didn't buy anything from the auction house. If I needed some resources, I went and farmed them. If I needed something, I made it myself. All the food, all the potions, all the bags, everything. And it was really interesting. It really made the game feel a lot more challenging.
How they fall in line when they realize something greater than them is at their doorstep. It will be the same with corruption.
Yeah, but I think if you've never played it and you play it, I would say the thing that you'll probably get the most out of is exploring and gathering and crafting. If you enjoy that kind of thing, I got to a point where I kind of saw combat as a way, just as a means to an end. You just do the combat to kill things essentially. You can, you know, I mean, like I like the spear because it's a bit more tactical. It's got a bit of CC and that kind of thing, but obviously don't expect EverQuest. Yeah. In grouping, it gets a little bit more tactical, particularly if you're a tank, for example, or it used to anyway. But it's still not rocket science.
You're back just in time. And you rescued a survivor too. Your legend grows by the hour. This Grace O'Malley has spirit. She does not like our refuge here. She called me primitive. Me, a former king. Despite her personality, we could use her help against the enemy. I think I found what is causing all the corruption. I scouted the sea caves along the shoreline, and I saw many corrupted. Something evil is stirring in there. I can feel it.
As if the crimson clouds hovering over the area weren't a dead giveaway. I told him for days that's where it was coming from.
Yes, I know. I told you I would check it out, and now I have. Some dark energy is definitely coming out of that place. Ah, see now. That is the spirit of a warrior. We will charge into battle together, my friend. It's a shame your pirate companion refuses to join us.
The poor girl's just survived a shipwreck. And you ask her to face death for a cause she doesn't even understand? I don't blame her. I suspect you will be wasting your breath, but it is yours to waste.
Aye, do not take long, my friend. I will evade you at the entrance to the sea caves. But I cannot.
Okay, we're going to go and talk to bloody Grace. Can I? Let's see. Oh, I can. Running past nodes and not being able to gather stuff. I can't bear that. So let's get all this done now.
Look, I'm as grateful as can be that you reclaim my flag and all. But don't ask me to go on a fool crusade against those red-eyed demons. I don't need a Medal of Valor. Just a coin for me, thank you very much. Your local friends say there's a town a bit up the road. I'll head there and sell this loot. I'll set your part aside until you get there. For my part, I'll be saving up for it. Those two say there's some kind of storm wall out there, but they say a lot of things, and I don't believe a word of it. Besides, Captain Grace O'Malley never met a storm she couldn't navigate. I'll find a way. You can come with me. Have it your way, hero. I just hope you don't end up as one of those monsters yourself. Don't worry about me burning you on the loot. You did me a favor, and I'm good for it. As long as you survive, that is. I'll be there.
Okay. I know when the game first came out, I know a few people said they didn't like the setting, I guess. Kind of wasn't like fantasy enough. I think they didn't like the kind of, you know, the period it's set in. I like it.
Gave it a try, at least. Your friend is no warrior. But perhaps she is like Urta, smart. That will help her survive. We must be... I've never seen corrupted in such numbers. And I fear they will attack our camp. I need to... I am. If something happened to her, I could not bear it. She pokes fun at me sometimes, but I probably deserve it. I was looking forward to spilling corrupted blood with you. It's true. But I'd think now, I must go back to the camp. I can't let you have all the fun without me. But I also can't go when Urta is in danger. If you find the source of the evil, destroy it and get the hell out.
Don't turn out to be a wimp, Alstrom. 'Cause that will basically be it. Okay. I guess we're heavy armor for now.
And they shall witness the power manifest, the true future of the human race.
Okay, yeah, this is all the same as the original, pretty much. I think the whole thing feels very similar. It's just some different characters, different actors, really. Spam the crap out of that. Hmm. I find that, as I said before, the world, like the reason that I play the game is that the world is very immersive, and when you're out gathering and stuff, it gives you constant dopamine hits all the time. That was kind of the only reason that I still play it. But everything else is pretty, like the writing and stuff is arguably very similar quality to what you expect in 2024. Yeah, it's
You steal that which is mine. You assault my followers. And now you disrupt my plans. This is personal.
like your connection to the way the story connects you to it and how you feel about it, I guess, is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty meh. There's not. I think definitely the world is the star of the show, and everything else around it, including the combat, is pretty. Yeah, feels pretty soulless.
I knew you had triumphed. Caesar, the corruption has even receded away from our camp. What did you find in the sea caves? Some kind of abomination? Our corrupt, and you shut the bastards down, did you? Ah, you are here a short time, and already vanquishing the corrupted. A feat fit for legend.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a victory, but we must recognize this is not going to be an isolated occurrence. Yes. I have seen this before, more than once. When corrupted come in such numbers, it is a portent for dark times. In the past, an avatar has risen and led the corrupted in a campaign to consume all of Aeternum. No souls are safe from their reach. If you had, it is unlikely you would be here. But make no mistake, an avatar is coming, and we must warn the nearby towns. That would be for the best. There have been some misunderstandings between Elstrom and the town guard in the past. Besides, he likes it here.
My friend, your valor is deserving of a reward. Follow the road to town. Warn them.
Warhammer. I'll probably level up I'll probably level up some of the weapons at some point. Okay.
Come closer.
Oh my god, not again.
Time you know the whole truth. This island has always guarded the promise of paradise. Humanity cast out, deemed unworthy of such blessings. But I did not come here seeking paradise. I came for answers. Redemption after a life of weakness and suffering. And I found a truth that disproved everything I had been taught. I tasted the knowledge forbidden to us at creation, and I saw the vision of humanity's true potential. I knew then, I must correct this ancient injustice and restore the power which is rightfully ours. The heart of the mountain
now beat strong with this purpose. After a century of preparation, our campaign has begun. The island's townships already fall before the might of our armies. The only thing I had not foreseen is you. You, who have stolen the gift meant for me. And now your soul will pay the price. For I will not stop until I have seized back the destiny stolen from us and brought true freedom to the world, both old and
new. Okay, well, there you go. Yes, mate, I played it a while ago. The only reason I think I didn't carry on with it, I did play the game originally back in the day. I think it's because I'm not quite sure what it was like at the end of the game's life, but I think the end game is a bit like Dark Age of Camelot, isn't it? Where it's quite based around PvP, and I just don't have the patience for that anymore, really. I think I saw rumours the other day of a new Warhammer MMO, like Warhammer Fantasy, I think. I'm not quite sure how true that is. I'd like to see a 40k one, like done properly in the Space Marine 2 style.
Did you see my court? Huh? The wilds of Aeternum have never been safe, but the roads? I've never seen anything like this before today. Vicious balls came out of nowhere, ate all me troubles.
That's kind of what balls eat.
How should I know? Do I look like some kind of bore mind reader? Not me. I'm just a simple traveler. Tell you this much, however, the beasts have ruined me for the season. You mean you'd help old hapless Hal? Why, yes, you're a saint. Take my sickle, hunt up some truffles, and bring them to the settlement. Oh, gather any herbs of back.
Oh, he's give us a sickle. It's not really. We've already got it. We've already got it. Not a problem. Well, I seem to remember in this quest there's like a a leg end boar around here somewhere, or named boar or something. I might have a look. I must confess, apart from this, the only other MMO gaming that I've been doing recently is doing a little bit of stuff on my warrior on P99. That's about it, really. I kind of, oh, there she is, or he. Yeah, I knew there was a named around here somewhere. Ooh, a lot of hit points. Oh, nice. It dropped a magic knife, magic skinning knife. Old Master's skinning knife. It's funny with this game because it really is, as I said before, it really is a sort of game where you play it and there's lots of all and R moments, and and it's fun, but then there's just a period where it just suddenly tails off at the end game. And it's not that there's not enough to do, particularly. I think it just, as I said, everything becomes restricted by time or people or whatever it is. Yeah, I love all this gathering, getting stuff, and getting stuff that drops, and things, and getting magic stuff, and yeah, just stuff. Yeah, this is saying before. I think the issue this game had was that it kind of just a split. It's got a split personality. You know, it's like. I mean, there were some weapons I was really looking forward to, and when they came out, they were just pretty lackluster because they've got to be balanced around PvP. You know. It's a huge game. This Brimstone Sands was the first expansion, and then there is another expansion which might be over here, Elysian Wilds. It's big, yeah. I mean, I'm this little dude here. Monarch's Bluff is the starter zone. Yeah. No, it doesn't really. You can't. It's just impossible to balance. It's impossible to, like, the reason that Ultra Online worked, I think, was because I guess it was because it was designed as a PvP game, and that's what it was. And the combat was simplistic, but there was kind of enough there. But I guess with Ultra Online, the combat wasn't particularly the point. You know, it was very much, you know, Dexers beat mages or whatever, I guess, and mages beat tanks, whatever. It was kind of that kind of thing. But when you've got, and originally when Ultra Online came out, you know, Ultra Online PvE, the PvE side of it was kind of really not an afterthought, but you know, the combat was definitely designed around the PvP side of things. When you got a game like this where it's just it's trying to please all audiences, then you know it just doesn't work because PvE is always going to feel nerfed because, you know, I mean, what I don't understand what I didn't do with this, I think I did it with some other MMOs, was PvE is just a separate thing, you know, so like maybe each weapon has got a PvE only skill tree that's just a lot more interesting, and it's got more stuff in it that maybe PvPers don't want, you know. And I understand, like, you don't want to be playing PvP and someone roots you in place for 30 seconds. That's not going to be fun. But that does detract from the PvE side of it. It's serviceable, as I said. I quite like using the spear because the spear feels a bit like being a dancer. It's got quite a lot of flow to it. It's got a bit of CC as well. I think the problem with these kind of games also is that the two sides are kind of really entrenched in their own belief. Like, you see a lot of PvP players saying that for the game to be successful, they should just ignore PvE and lean into PvP. But that is clearly not what people want, you know. I mean, they included PvE in this game specifically because there wasn't enough interest in a PvP only game. And that's the reality of it. You know, most MMO players don't want to interact with other players from a combat point of view. You know, that's life. That's just how it is. But there are some people who think that PvP would save the game, but I don't. I think you would just get less. If they suddenly change this to a PvP only game and anyone could attack anyone anywhere in the world, I think the game would rapidly die.
Greatest kingdom on Aeternum. Well, to be precise, it's a region, sir.
but that will change. Have you come from the beach, then? We've had disturbing reports. Not just the self-proclaimed king squatting down there, but something even worse. So it's true, then? God's ears. Why must every day bring such foul tidings? Derelict knights, greedy farmers. Oh, it never ends. And now the corrupted, too.
There's housing and stuff in this game as well, and like housing decoration and whatnot.
The worst part is that it's all happening on the eve of the most fortuitous occasion Pridewen's known in 400 years.
What is this? I don't mean to keep banging on about it, but I just find it so fucking annoying. You walk up to the gate and you've got some white bloke dressed up as a massive knight, and it's like he's some snivelling, you know, like sneery, stupidly accented character. Like if this guy is supposed to be like a knight or something, he wouldn't talk or sound like this, like a snivelling imbecile. Give him some agency.
Why, nothing less thrilling than the return of the true heir. Sir Gawain is coming home after centuries to finally claim the throne of High King Artorius. Of course, however, Knight Regent Jin Jay is officially still in charge of our fair town. As a matter of fact, your account from the beach. Don't feel you have to rush, of course. Welcoming those who just washed ashore is a Pridewen tradition. Free room and board at the Regent's Rise Inn. I just sent another newcomer from the beach that way. Shady sort. Couldn't take her word for anything, as you might... sounds like her. Sailor's tongue, all right. Probably someone you shouldn't consort with. Appearances, you know. So again, welcome to Pridewen. Check in at the inn, see the Regent when you can, and join us in celebration when the true heir returns. Jolly good.
So this guy's a knight, but essentially he just sounds like fucking comic relief, honestly. Alstrom sounded like comic relief as well. Fucking pisses me off. Haven't used my second. What have I got? Is it still? Have we still got? Have we still got bag space and stuff? Oh, I like a little thing here, tells you your trade skills. That's handy. Oh, well, we'll worry about it when we need to worry about it. Yeah, so these are the houses you can buy. All different sizes and costs and stuff. I think I'll probably try and buy the biggest. I'll try and buy the biggest house as my first house, because I think you get a big discount for buying your first house.
Welcome to the Regent's Rise. Sleep here and wake up feeling like a king. You here to check in? Be my guest. Ooh, literally.
Why does he have an American accent? What the fuck?
Now there's a familiar face. About time you caught up. Here we find ourselves in a little village pulled straight from the Middle Ages.
Blah blah blah.
No doubt. For a place where everyone gets eternal life, you'd think it'd be more calm, dull even. One thing that is the same though is cold, hard coin. You have it or you don't. Makes all the... We're both a little light in the pocket, but I did sell that loot we collected, so there's your share. Never let it be said, Grace O'Malley doesn't pay her debts.
Was that 9 gold? Thanks, Grace. Fucking 9 gold for selling that loot. That's not even loot, is it?
Well, you got that coin I just gave you, so I'd suggest you get to spending it. Buy yourself a new blade. Ah, yeah, there's a trading post out there. Livelier market. You should check out the trading post in the storage. And then what do you say? Let's meet in the tavern.
Okie doke. Ooh. I'm not sure if they're all the same. I've read them all once. I'll probably go through them again at some point. You get experience for them though, for finding them. The decorating the house side of the game is actually quite good. The actual interface used to be very unwieldy. Okay, so wants me to go around. Let's check out the storage shed. Storage shed is where you can just chuck a load of shit. You can increase the capacity as well. Yep. Got a bag of coins there. Yeah, this is the training post. You can buy what other players sell. I'm going to avoid that though, because I want to try and do like a solo self-found kind of playthrough if I can. I do need to improve my hatchet though. I might be able to make one for myself easily. I think there's like a blacksmith quest and stuff.
Gods of all creations tasted the wine at every station, from sands to misty moons. But the partings that we weather, the memories we treasure, are the souls we've lost forever, on eternums forgotten.
Holy smoke. Some of these facial expressions are worse than Starfield. Well, that was unexpected.
Lively little ditty there. Kinda oversells the place, don't you think? I sure won't be calling this place home. But hey, aren't you popular? Messenger from the Night Regent herself was looking for you. Getting fancy, aren't we? She's keen to have a word with you up at the keep. Word around town says the Night Regent's just a puppet, and some minister Lochner is actually running things. And then this true air business. You'd think that's what drew the crowds, but Barkeep says it's really just people fleeing from trouble at the outlying farms. Sounds like some kind of plague. People turning on their friends and neighbours with cold murder in their eyes. Unlike those red-eyed bastards on the beach, these folks aren't possessed. Seems like they don't have any souls at all. I didn't trust all the shite coming out of that oaf's mouth. Well, maybe there was some truth to it. I'd be more interested to hear what the Night Regent has to say, particularly if there's mention of coin.
Oh, leveling up fast. Where's hapless how?
Here's my new friend right here. Oh, keep that sickle for your troubles. And if
Woohoo! They even give you stuff to feed that dopamine magic they're gathering pack opening thing. There was one thing, well, there was many things, but one of the things that drove me mad about Shroud of the Avatar was allowing people with absolutely no taste create houses in public areas for people to see. I give you this. I mean, why would the game even allow you to do that? Or why would the game allow you to do it and then everyone has to look at it? Considering these are instants, like, we should be able to just turn it off. Holy smoke, look at that. If that doesn't break immersion, then I don't know what will. Let's go and meet the Regent, who will obviously be like a person with a lot of agency. They'll be serious, you know, won't be comic relief. They'll be doing things for the good of the people. And then I think we'll probably go and meet the other person, who will probably be some sneery villain type. He will be some sneery villain type.
The farmers tonight, the miners need a word in days. We need to know what's going on out there, Lochner.
The people are simply distracted. Word has spread of the true heir's return. As acting regent, you have served Pride One faithfully, and I'm sure this is unsettling for you. But you can set aside your concerns.
When the new king is ready to assume his duties, I will gladly stand down. But not before.
Of course. Now, I have preparations to attend to.
Yep, it's as predictable as it is stupid.
Ah, you must be the one from the beach. Serpane believes you to be honorable, and I trust his judgment. But I like to hear reports firsthand. We saw signs of corruption by the shore, but we believed it was isolated, and that no one had actually become corrupted. Did you see them yourself? That is not what I wanted to hear. You should know that we normally go to great lengths to make newcomers feel welcome in Pride One. With all the excitement for the return of the true heir, I believe we are ignoring signs of grave threat. However, the greater concern right now is the rush of disappearances. Sworn knights who failed to report in over the last several weeks. Minister Lochner has sent scouts, but they have not returned as of yet. And now I fear Lochner believes the return of the royal bloodline will solve all problems. I feel strongly. Oh, I'm sorry. This is poor form on my part, dropping all my troubles on your boots. Still, with the remaining knights spread thin, you're probably able to get me answers faster than that. That's just it. I don't know. If you were truly...
Okay, he wants to go to the mine. Right.
Hey, are you the one I've been hearing about? Yes, you must be. You match the description. People talk around here, you know. They say you've been quite a help, and I was like, well, why haven't they helped me? But then I realized, silly figured it's because you haven't asked. Yes, honey. Honey so delicious it's called devil's honey. I have a special reserve up on Hiraeth Lookout. Collect my honeycombs and I'll give you some to taste.
Well, I can only assume that some time-travelling adventurers from the, I don't know, 16th, 17th century or whatever it is, travelled forward in time to New York and picked up some people and then went back in time and then they ended up here. That's very interesting. I would play through that storyline.
Ah, yes. The newcomer invited to an audience with the Night Regent. Imagine if you had arrived a few days later, you might have been welcomed by a king. Yes, Gawain's return will restore Prydwen's glory. The Night Regent has performed well with my council, but she sometimes exceeds her mandate.
Oh, but she's in charge, sneering evil
She
man.
would do well not to concern herself with matters our new king can better adjudicate. Tell me, well, aren't we proving our value quickly? I'm sure the king will also be grateful for those who willingly submit to his guidance. It's not my place to countermand the Night Regent's orders, but I would hate to see...
Not dependent, but it's yeah, it's I think it's so guilds or companies as they're called in this place can fight for territory. They can fight for the the different areas, and you can kind of lay control to the castle and the town and stuff, and then you can set various things within that town, like taxes and stuff like that and whatnot. What used to happen in the old game was that you've got 3 factions that you could choose from that are game-based factions, and then your company joins one of those 3 factions. What would happen in the old game is that the one faction would essentially end up taking over the whole place, so it wasn't very competitive. I'm not sure if they did anything to help that, but I think the yellow faction are Syndicate is a purple faction, yellow faction is another one, and the green one companies. Yeah, but there's like a faction war thing that goes on for control of the territories and stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing. What other quests we got to pick up? Oops! Oh, we've crashed. Okay. Let's try again. Yeah, I mean, like a few years ago, before the game came out, it was initially intended as like a PvP survivally type game, and I think the faction system and all that kind of thing is still like a leftover from that. Ooh. Okay. I don't know what that means. But you don't have to. You can kind of get to the end game and do stuff without being in a guild. It's not essential. It's worth joining one of the factions, one of the in-game factions, because you get bonuses and items and stuff for that for joining a faction. But joining a faction doesn't mean you have to get involved in that PvP if you don't want to. Oh, I've got some territory points. Yeah, it's another thing as well. You get territory points that you can spend. I don't want to do that. I normally pick. I'm not sure if it's worth picking gathering and crafting bonuses now. I used to pick territory standing just to increase the territory XP quicker, really. I'll carry on going for that. Oh, I've got 2. More storage. More faction. There we go. Yeah, so each town you visit, you get XP in that particular area. The more quests you do and stuff. And that gives you bonuses for that town as well. Batman fan there. So we've got some quests to do. Hey Jacob, how you doing, mate?
I'd help you settle in. But I'm the one who needs help right now. We've lost men, lost equipment. I have to build strong defenses for the Regent and her people. But how can I do that without resources?
Fucking hell. So, I literally could turn the game off now. Why are all the men just snivelling fucking whiners? Get some balls.
All equipped with picks that lead back to Artorias.
Yeah, whatever, mate. Fucking hell. I weep for what this company are going to do to Lord of the Rings, assuming it ever comes out.
Love keeps you warm, but so does wool. Come to me if you ever need something. I've made a fair garment for many a fine folk, even my darling Eddie. Yes, my foolish heart can't help long for this. Is the first time and
I've got to find Eddie. Oh, God. I think that might end badly, love. I'll have a little browse later, mate. I've mostly been playing single-player games. I kind of was doing some leveling up on Space Marine 2. But it gets a bit grindy. I'm still playing Fallout London a lot, actually. I'm kind of I'm trying to visit and explore every location, essentially. Oh, some iron up there. Not even sure what I'm waiting for game-wise. I'm waiting for Stalker 2. Who knows about that, though? I think it's got a release date, but... yeah. The sound in this game is amazing. Like, you can... sometimes when you're out in the forest, you hear people mining ore and you get like this great echo sound. It's really cool. It's weird playing this. Playing it now and reading stuff on Reddit is even weirder. Apart from some small changes, it really is just the same game. Maybe it feels a bit snappier in the movement. But everything else, the loop and everything is the same. I saw someone saying, oh, I love the new visuals. It just looks exactly the same to me. I don't... As I said, it's that kind of like people trying to convince themselves, you know. Yeah, I still play Stalker Gamma. I played through all the Stalker games again about a year ago. My favourite game series, I think, possibly, certainly up there, even with all its little little foibles and stuff. Let's swap my weapon. I'll get some iron and wood to take back to town and make myself a spear, I think, probably, and a better axe. Oh yeah, I don't need any help, thank you very much. It's funny, one of the things that I always found most irritating when I first started playing modern MMOs was how everyone just thinks they've got to get involved in your combat. And like coming from EverQuest, where there was an etiquette involved. It doesn't matter. I just hate to be fighting something and someone comes along and, you know, particularly if they're higher level and they just like one-shot it. It's like, oh, fuck off. There was a small part of me, just because it was new, that wanted to look at Throne and Liberty, but then I kind of came to my senses, although some people seem to really like it. Oh, there we go, I got a blue. Nice. That keeps me going, that does. What are you going to get? Ooh, big chest. Oh, whatever, mate. I noticed you can swim in the game as well now, I think. Yeah, I looked at it, and I kind of, I don't know. I've never been a massive fan of Korean MMOs. I'm trying to think of one that I played that I really liked. Like even Final Fantasy 14, I found it really difficult to get into. I know it's not Korean. But I played through the vanilla game, and I heard that it gets a lot better as you go through. Oh, there's an orichalcum node over there. I wonder if, I think that's level 100 mining orichalcum, I think. Fair enough. What else have we got to do? So we've got to look for someone in a mine. I noticed that, am I right in assuming that Pantheon is now available to play? Like for everyone, all the time? I just haven't even thought about going to play it. I should look at it again.
Stop this. I'm your friend.
Whoa, you! If you thought... If you have loved ones in there, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, so now she sent...
No, no thank you. Oh, I got... No, did I go? No. No, 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 no. Oh, I got a little bag. Oh yeah, you can play music as well. Learn some new music. So... Why do we go over? Why don't we have to go over there? These smokes. Oh, it wasn't like EverQuest. That's the only. It was kind of, the combat was a bit like cool down, wowie kind of thing. I actually started to quite enjoy the combat after a while. The world was pretty immersive. I quite enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed the gathering, although it was quite basic. The issue was the fact that it took about 15 million years to level, and I just was not. I'm just not. I just can't be bothered anymore, really. It's like Embers Adrift, you know. It's like disguised as a classic MMO, but it's kind of something new, really. I'm not quite sure what sort of audience they're courting, but they seem to think that the MMO audience has much longer to play an MMO than they had even back in the day, and so it's just too. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Oh, we got a point in Shield and Shield. Quite like. I did pick this game with the intent. I did pick this character with the intention of maybe playing as a tank for a change. Sword and Shield, Sword and Board, but I'm not sure. It's like, I mean, essentially I found it to be pretty much exactly the same as most of the other kind of like modern indie MMOs that are claiming to be classic, in that it didn't really feel particularly classic to me. It didn't feel like EverQuest particularly. And I think, as I said, I think they're just, you know, they just seem to think that what the old audience or this new audience or whatever it is they're going for have got a lot more time to spend leveling. You know, the leveling grind is much slower than EverQuest, classic EverQuest, for example. So, yeah, just kind of lost interest, really. My friend of the channel was playing it, and they did say that they had plans to increase the XP gain in Pantheon. It's fucking ranged mobs, so annoying. But I don't know how much they've changed it. There is a Vanguard one. Yeah, I played it. If you have a look back, I played it a while ago. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's still going. I think the thing is, in all, I think what maybe we as players forget, and I think people currently developing games forget as well, is that when you look at the people who are currently developing indie MMOs, and I will preface my comments by saying that I couldn't do it and whatnot, but the people developing them nowadays are people that used to work on classic MMOs, but they weren't the creative force behind them, so they're kind of developing them based on what they remember, they're implementing things how they kind of remember them, but ultimately they weren't the creatives or the creative forces. That's fine, you know, not everyone can be Shakespeare or, you know, Van Gogh. It's just that's life. So it's not like the creative forces behind classic MMOs are now creating classic MMOs for us again or trying to recreate them. They're people that worked for those companies, and I think that's maybe a limitation that we don't take into consideration. But even so, I'm not kind of using that as an excuse for them. I think that if you continue to create MMOs and you know, you're calling them, I've said this all before a million times, and if you're calling them a classic MMO, but your game is falling outside of the parameters of what we as classic MMOs players expect, then ultimately they're not going to, they're just not going to catch on. I think that's the simple reality of it. It's not difficult. Like if you say that your game's going to be like EverQuest, and EverQuest is like an inspiration, etc., and then your game comes out and you're asking players to spend, I don't know, say 10 times more time to level than EverQuest, then people are not going to be not going to carry on playing. I think that's just the reality of it. Yeah, for the most part. And like, you know, vanilla WoW I think was mostly produced by some people that went from EverQuest to Blizzard. They were involved, and I think at some point we just lost those people, and you know, with the greatest respect to them, the people that replaced them are not as good. I definitely think that the Korean and Japanese, Asian, I guess, MMOs brought something new to the table. They brought some things that were not so great, like the monetization, but they definitely brought some new ideas. But I think we seem to be in this we're just in this dead zone now, really, where what's number 2? Honey. Oh God, blimey. Yeah, we're just in this dead zone now, aren't we, where the AAA Western MMOs are not have kind of lost it. You know, they're not really what they were or what we were expecting. And it seems as though the indie classic MMOs are also not hitting the mark. I mean, I haven't even really bothered, honestly. Like, I think Tombs of, what's it called? Tombs of something, and like they've had a couple of play tests. I just couldn't be bothered, really. Monsters of Memories had a play test. I just couldn't be bothered. You know, it's just. And I don't mind not playing them, and I don't mind like what they are. It's up to them. They can do whatever they want, but like don't missell me something. You know, don't tell me you're giving me something and then it's kind of not really. You know, it's like that's the thing that I find the most annoying. I was thinking about old gaming, or in the sense that the experience of being a gamer decades ago, and obviously how different it was. Obviously, but it's so that the whole, it's like a ritual really of like as a kid, like travelling to my local game store and spending my hard-earned pocket money on a game which came on cassette tape. Look that up if you don't know what that is. Taking it home and just got taken out however long it took to load up and stuff, and yeah, I don't think I can mine orichalcum at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's 100. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah. And then Steam putting out that thing the other day. I'm quite surprised that they did it. I'm not sure if maybe it was already a thing, but they've just put it out again where you don't own the game. Like you own a license to play the game. All the stuff with CD Projekt Red. Gaming's just in a frightful state. But I suppose the key thing with gaming past is that you didn't have any connection to anything with regards to gaming culture outside of like buying a magazine. Like there was no internet, so you bought a magazine, and I used to own a Commodore 64, and used to buy Zap 64, and they were always really trustworthy on reviews. And you'd read a magazine, then go and buy the game. Where am I trying to get to? Elias Derritt. Woohoo! Oh, note from Stinky. Note for Stinky. But your odour is spooking all the game. Stinky must be very stinky. I just came from here. I've come around in a circle, haven't I? Where is this? Oh, here we go. Oh, there's people hanging around. Is this some sort of boss fight or something?
Oh, finally, a sign of hope. A brave warrior battling their way through the withered. Oh, it's beyond a relief to see.
Ooh la la!
Now maybe we can find a way to reclaim the mine. And for that I'm mighty grateful, sure enough. But we can't go without dealing with that infernal relic that caused this disaster.
Oh no, he's German. He's not French.
I saw it with my own eyes. An ancient tablet unearthed
Encumbered.
from its rocky tomb. I had a bad feeling about it from the start. An ill omen, to be sure. Nah, I told the crew no one was to touch the damn thing. It was thrumming with some unholy energy. I wanted to get the sage more, of course. Never got the chance. Next morning, the first of the miners fell to the curse. And then the lost pirates attacked. Yeah, and they're guarding the tablet like it's some kind of treasure. If we don't destroy the damn thing, I fear the curse will spread beyond the mine. You're clearly capable, but don't forget, Sage...
I'm overweight. Can you still salvage stuff? You can. Oh, so it's C, click. I think that will do. It's interesting to see Asmongold got banned from Twitch for a few days. I'm sure he probably would have played this maybe. Oh, chests. Here we go. We got to kill a dude here, big dude here. Oh, hello. Oh wow, there's a boss. Spam, 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 spam. There we go. The chest's the most important thing. you know what I also really dislike about game development at the moment is how developers want to stop you doing stuff. Oh, I'm blocked in. Oh, no, not. A New World was a perfect example of that. Like, you used to get chest runs, and you get elite chests and stuff, and people kept working out how to get the elite chests, you know, without having to fight mobs and stuff and whatnot. As you do, that's just gaming. That's what players do, and they really went out of their way to try and stop you doing that kind of thing. When the reality is that it really made absolutely no difference at all. The chest openings were completely random. You very rarely got something that you know, that you would probably use. Yeah, even single player games. It seems to be a common thing. That's why I was a bit wary about putting loads of time into Space Marine 2. Because you level up a class and then like Mr. 0.1% on YouTube does a video of him soloing that class through all the hardest difficulty levels, and then they just change it. It's like, oh, thanks Mr. 0.1%. So are we clear? I think we're clear here actually. So where do we... Let's go over here.
You did it then? Shattered the tablet? God's blood! I'm glad I didn't send you in there to your doom. I felt bad. I hate to abandon the mine. With the tablet gone, maybe these pirates clear out and we can get back to... Ah, Musa. She's a stubborn one, all right. I'll wager she's still... But you, my friend, you must make haste back to Pridevin. Tell the Night Regent what happened here. And give the tablet fragments. Yeah, let's hope. If anyone will know what in tarnations at sea, I'll go and round up.
Yeah, okie doke. I did really enjoy it. But I enjoyed the campaign, and I've kind of quite enjoyed leveling up stuff. But yeah, the current climate of companies, of even single player games, you know, like watching YouTube videos of players who solo the game and then making balance changes on that, is just like, it killed Helldivers 2 for me. I loved Helldivers 2, but I just got sick of them just keep balancing weapons. Like, who cares? It's just, don't get it. But I think Space Marine 2 is definitely a step in the right direction with regards to quality and non-modern audience garbage. It was funny, one of the things I found about Space Marine 2 when I was playing it was there... Do you know what? It didn't actually I didn't feel like an Astartes or whatever. You know, it was... I understand a game needs to be challenging, but I didn't really feel like I had enough oh shit buttons. Even for the smaller stuff, like you know, like some of the smaller Tyranids can come up to you and just give you a hard time. Whereas in the reality of the world, I don't think that would really be the case. And I'm not talking about getting swarmed by them. It was just like a few. So the Space Marines didn't feel... I didn't feel uber amazing Space Marine-y. But I guess it's difficult. How do you balance a Space Marine? You know, it's like... You know, sometimes I just felt a bit weak. Particularly against the smaller mobs. Whereas I think there should have been more. There should have been more attacks where I could, you know, just clear out a thing apart other than dropping a grenade. But you know, I enjoyed it. Other than that, did we find him? I can't even remember. Did Eddie survive?
He's not with you.
Oh God.
That can only mean blast that dumb cop. I told him to stay with me today, but no, he had to go to the.
Yeah, it's his job, love.
I'm sorry too. Thank you for bringing.
So Eddie copped it. Okay, fair enough. We've got our first great sword, which I was looking forward to when it first came out, but again it turned out to be a bit of a damp squib. So I'm overweight. What do I need to do? Let's go and do some smelting. I think. Where's the smelter? Please be close by. It's kind of over there. Okay. The Forever Winter. Now that's a game with a lot of potential. It's pretty awesome, that game. What in the God's name is this? Holy smoke. People design this stuff. What's wrong with their brains? It is Shroud of the Avatar all over again.
8, 9, 10. The miner's heirloom picks are all here. This will be a big aid to building our defense. You have my friendship, Rashal Sadak. In my time, we are always on the lookout. Let me give you a tip, Rashal Sadak.
Who?
No one cares where you came from. We care about what the Regent made me her master builder after she saw my work. Though, I've run into some supply.
Okay, what do you want? Yeah, chop some trees. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I'm the complete opposite. Like I love like the aesthetic. I just love everything about it. It's amazing. Yeah, I like reading the books. I enjoy reading the books, and yeah, there's a lot of lore, a lot of atmosphere. I'm still overweight. I need to get rid of all this stuff. I'm a bit of a hoarder. Like I don't like to get rid of stuff. I just put it in the bank. Yes, it's very immersive. It feels quite. I was going to say it was quite original. It's stupid. Either it's original or it's not. It's definitely got its own look. It seems very individual in that aspect. I'm going to keep my initial. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to keep my original armour. I don't think that was my original armour, was it? I'll get rid of that. A little bit of mining luck. We'll put those on. Oh, why haven't I got that on? I'll get rid of these. I think that was my original hatchet, maybe my original sword. These are quest items, so I might keep them because I might use them. I think that's an upgrade. Yeah. Oh, I've got a load of gold as well, which I probably can't do anything with at the moment, so we'll drop that. Where's my weight? I can't find my weight. Oh, there it is up there, look. Oh no, that's my storage. Oh, there it is, it's there, look. I probably need to look at making some... When can I get my first bag? Oh, I've got my first bag now, so I need to look at making my first bag. I think I need a faction item, though, to... I'm not going to worry about that for now. I think I need a faction item for my first bag. Oh no, I was going to try and make myself some weapons, right? Yes, obviously it's a certain type of game, that kind of extraction experience thing, which I'm kind of pretty new to. So what can I make here? Oh, I can make spears. What do I need? Probably not high enough level, am I? I need some leather, and I need some... Okay. Timber and some leather I need. Let's just go and quickly farm that. Again, like, I'm kind of wary of Forever Winter because of a similar situation, really. I don't want to spend tons of hours buying into the game, and then they just keep nerfing guns and things. It's just, I just find all that thing a load of nonsense. I need some leather as well. I think did I pick up some... Oh, rawhide. I've got rawhide, so I can... Oh, I've got a quest for gathering resources. Let's do that then. Let's do that. These are all mature trees. What about this one? Oh, there we go. I seem to have gotten a couple from questing, but upgrading my gathering tools is definitely a... Well, I think I'm going to call it a day, guys. Actually, it's a lot later than I thought it was. I didn't realise I started streaming so late. I need to go and have something to eat. Yeah, bit of New World. Bit of New World, innit? This is the new release. I mean, if you've played it before, I don't think... Like, don't be misled by people telling you that it's like a new game. It's really not. It's just the same game. There have been some, like, quality of life tweaks, I think, and stuff, so you don't have to repair your gear anymore, and it feels a bit snappier moving. Maybe that's because of the console release or something, I'm not sure. But the reality of playing it is that it kind of really is just the same game. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I might see you tomorrow, see how we go. Just been a little stream, just for shits and giggles. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.